I'm just gonna put a whole dumpling in my mouth.
This is Teresa Figures It Out. I'm finally doing all the things I've been putting off. Stop daydreaming and start doing with me. I'm Teresa. Every video I tackle something I've been meaning to try, learn, cook, or finish, because we only get one life. Come figure it out with me.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is Teresa Figures It Out. I am trying to live my life a little bit more fulfilled and get things off of my to-do list. I'm trying to make the things that we have to do in life a little bit easier, more fun, put some hacks in there so that we can get to all the things that we want to do. I have several different series on this channel, including making all of my saved recipes, making meals with new ingredients that I've never made, making every Great British Baking Show bake. I'm actually learning how to play the guitar after wanting to do that for 25 years. I have a series where I'm marking off my to-do list. I'm starting some adventure. We'll be going to Disneyland as a family and California Adventure next week, and that'll be the start of my kind of Teresa Figures Out adventure series. I really hope that you stay and watch. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps me. I'm a small channel, I'm growing, but it's only been a few months, and I would really love all the support I can get. Okay, let's get started. So this is going to be making 3 viral dumpling recipes. The first one is the viral Trader Joe's gyoza recipe. I'll put the name right here. I forget what it's called. I've said before, but like I really just cannot be trusted to say the right things. I really struggle with brain fog, and I just have way too many things happening in my head. So future editing me will say right here what it is that I'm making. The next recipe I'm gonna make is the viral lasagna dumpling hack. I've actually made this one before and it turned out really good, but I want to do all 3 of these together and try them all at the same time. The next one that I'm going to make is the no fold dumpling hack. Basically, you make meatballs and put them in a pan and then put your gyoza wrappers or your dumpling wrappers over them. I'm really interested in that. We're gonna have a mess of dumplings. We're gonna try them all. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna do one filling for the 2 dumplings. The Trader Joe's dumpling obviously comes as is, but the one filling that I'm gonna do is kind of a play on the actual recipes, the ones that they have, the dumplings, and also my mom's that she does that I really like, but I'm gonna make it a little bit healthier by adding some ground chicken in it, but we'll talk about that once we get there. Okay, we're gonna get started. First, we're gonna start with the Trader Joe's dumpling bake, whatever I said it was, down here. I'll put that again right here. We're gonna start with that. So first we need to preheat the oven to 350, and then we're going to chop 3 cloves of garlic.
I was watching videos, nothing makes sense. Too much talk, no steps, no evidence. You ever feel stuck trying to learn something new? Like everybody got it, but it ain't clicking for you. I was taking notes, still feeling lost. So many options, didn't know the cost. Everybody say just use this thing.
Okay, the next thing that we need to do, this is basically like a dump casserole situation with a little bit of work, but not really, which is what makes it so nice. It actually says on this recipe that the prep time is only 5 minutes, which we love. I love that. So in a baking dish, I'm gonna put it in this one rather than like a big one because I only got 1 bag. So I just want it to all fit in there, I guess. So in this baking dish, I'm going to put the coconut milk, red Thai curry, soyaki sauce, and then the minced garlic, the spinach, and then I'm gonna put the dumplings in there, and then I'm gonna put some foil on top, and it's just gonna bake for 35 minutes, and we'll move on to our other dumplings.
But nobody showed the order to begin, so I try make AI, let the workflow flow. Little blocks connect, now the system go. Usually an art way I shape what I see. Pictures made the lesson stick with me, then run away. AI made the motion play, watch it move, now I know the way. Even picked a AI, turned words to a scene. Now the process finally made sense to me. I ain't dumb, I just needed it plain. One good method changed up, but confusion don't care how fast you run. So I slow down, one tool at a time. Let the picture build in my mind. No more noise, just clear design. Less guesswork, more I'm fine. That's the difference I never knew. Learn it slow, it still comes through.
We are also gonna have some cabbage, some roasted cabbage that I thought would be really good with this soyaki on top. So I'm gonna get that going. And then I used red curry paste instead of the red curry sauce. So I didn't use that much because the stuff goes a long way. So I only used a little bit. And yeah, so I'm gonna get going with that. It looks really good though, so pretty stoked.
I ain't dumb, I just needed it plain. One good method changed my brain. Once it clicked, I felt the shift. Now what felt hard don't feel like this. Dairy style, dairy style, dairy style.
Ebony and soul voice, laid back pocket drums, round bass guitar, mellow organ swells, light car plugs, every background on these wrong reverb, fit it out your gamble, under Fiji climate.
My mom's dumpling mix calls for Jimmy Dean pork sausage, actually, which sounds wild, but it is delicious. So I'm gonna do that. Well, I don't have Jimmy Dean's. I have Trader Joe's because that's where I was at. Trader Joe's pork breakfast sausage, but I'm gonna mix it with some ground turkey just to lighten it up a little bit. And then it's garlic, ginger, green onions. I think I'm gonna put soy sauce and sesame oil in there a little bit. And then she also has water chestnuts and bamboo shoots in there. So I'm gonna get going on that. Yeah.
It's Urban D, got my man Richie Righteous. We both PK, so we've been through some things. Man, we had to learn. I started young with my entrepreneur hustle, started early with my multitask juggle, street work ethic. I was all about the profit, worked in kitchens, laid carpet, sold bootleg watches, but this selfish path is unsatisfactory. I was in bondage like a sweatshop factory. I was broken, my spirit was wilting. Then Christ entered me, got us sown, started rebuilding. The healing will take you out your comfort zone. Gotta speak the language quick like Rosetta Stone. I became an indie artist out for the harvest. My song landed on a compilation and soon charted. I got a record deal with an advance. I had to learn to read contracts and not just take a chance. We all got a life, a ministry, a calling. Experience ain't required. Start learning, stop stalling. Start learning, stop stalling. Stop stalling. Street work ethic, I was all about the profit.
Hey, this feels like New York City right here, man. Hey, Tommy, let me get on this, man. Queens, yeah. Hey, life is not a moment, life is not a season. Everything that you go through is for a reason. Open up your eyes, boy, it's something you ain't seen. Cause in every single thing, my God is always teaching. Man, y'all don't even know what we go through. The only thing you know are the...
Now I'm gonna dice some green onions. Then I'm gonna get a bowl out and get my meats in there. And this filling, or mixture, which again is ginger, garlic, bamboo shoots, and water chestnuts. And get the rest of my filling going, and then we'll start on the next recipe.
Don't even know what we go through. The only thing you know are the things that we show you. So let me just show you. I realize God is not having it. He's concerned about my character more than if I'm talented. So back when it felt like the world was against me, that was the recipe. He used to cook up the best me. Ay, the trials that we face, yeah, they crazy, but the rewards got me singing. I went from writing songs, wee hours of the AM, to hearing DJs all across the globe play them. I went from having nothing, where all I could do was pray to pastoring. Hashtag Church City USA.
Life is not a moment. Life is not a moment. Start learning, stop stalling. Life is not a moment. 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 Start learning, stop stalling. Street work ethic, I was all about the profit. Street work ethic, I was all about the profit. construction. Rebuilding the walls was his very first production. He quickly learned organizational management, had to learn to strategize like a pro analyst. Listen, learn, and follow Jehovah. Watch God do the miraculous at crossover. I cast vision with no solid evidence. When God gives the green light, you can't be hesitant. Learn to see the future beyond the present tense. Learn to build a bridge over the urban precipice. Even if you gotta DIY, your situation might be hard, but man, you gotta try. Learn to give it to God, or you can catch an ulcer. Learn to follow his direction, you can change the culture. Never be afraid to build something gigantic. Amateurs built the art, but pros built the Titanic. You can change the culture. You can change the culture. Start learning, stop stalling. You can change the culture. Street work, everything I was all about the profit. Life is not a moment. Life is not a moment. You can change the culture.
I have my filling all done. So the next one I'm going to do is the dumpling lasagna. So basically I'm going to get ramekins and I'm going to layer my mixture with wonton wrappers. I was supposed to get round ones and I got square ones. Whatever, it's fine. It'll all taste the same. But I'm going to layer those up, and then at the end I'm going to put 1/3 of a cup of water into each one, and then I'm going to put the ramekins in a big pot and put water in the bottom halfway up the ramekins, and they're going to steam for 20 minutes. So let's get going on that. I went in search of my ramekins and I realized that I only have one because I just used them in a recipe. I made self-saucing puddings for a Great British Baking Show signature bake. They were really good, orange and lemon curd pots, but we still have a few left over. You should watch that recipe too, because that's one of the best things I've ever baked. But we have some extra, we have some still in our refrigerator. So had to do plan B, which is that I'm going to make one big loaf in here. See how that works? And then put the whole thing in here. I really hope that works, but that's the plan.
Over and over, I get closer and closer. They say that anyone can do it with a 4-leaf clover and a monkey's paw in my bed. Can anybody do it at all? Try your hardest. I heard you never put your money where your heart is. Fumble through the darkness. I heard you gave it up before you even started. Won't it bother you? If I had your strength, I'd have followed you. If I had more drink, I'd have smacked your face, sent you out my place before I followed through. I can't follow you. I know you look to the stars. I know that things get hard, but don't you know who you are? We got the one life, baby, you got one time. Baby, you got one try. Baby, you got one. We got the one life, baby, you got one time. Baby, you got one try. Baby, you got one song. Try your hardest. I heard you never put your money where your heart is. Fumble through the darkness. I heard you gave it up before you even started. Try your hardest. I heard you never put your money where your heart is. Fumble through the darkness. I heard you gave it up before you even started.
Okay, next up is going to be wait, let me back up actually. Okay, so I did the loaf pan. So it worked out well that I had the square wrappers instead. And then I wasn't really sure how much water to put in there, so I just put like more water than than it had for the little ones. And there was something else that I wanted to say about that, but I can't remember because brain and stuff. So I'm gonna start my third dumpling. We're gonna have so many dumplings. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like our own Din Tai Fung. Oh gosh, I love all the dumpling places. Like, oh man, it's like don't just all the dumplings on the carts. That's what it's gonna be like. We're gonna have all the dumplings tonight. I'm stoked. Okay, so the next one is the no fold dumpling, the viral no fold dumpling. The only thing that I need to do different about my mixture is to put cornstarch in it, basically. So the idea is that I'm going to put some oil in a pan. Then I'm going to make little meatballs with my dumpling mixture filling and put those in there and let them cook a little bit. Then you take your wonton wrappers, which are supposed to be round, but put them on top and kind of pinch around and let those brown a little bit. And then you add a little bit of water. They will steam and finish. Okay, gonna get going with that. I'm all done cooking and it's time to try. I'm super hungry. It's late. This took a long time. So that made me think that I want to do a little bit of a rating system, both how good it tastes and also if it was actually easy. So the first one is the Trader Joe's pot sticker bake, whatever it is. On a scale of how easy it was really easy. So I would definitely give that a thumbs up in my rating system for easiness. And let's give it a taste. It looks so good. That's super good. I would give it a thumbs 3/4. It's not the best dumplings I've ever had or anything like that. I feel like it needs maybe a little salt or something, which maybe that's weird. I'm a very salty person, so maybe it's just me. It is very good. I am a little bit particular about my dumplings. My favorite ones are this one brand from Costco that we don't get very often. So I wonder if I had used those, what I would think about it. I might like it even more. But for convenience and just yumminess and stuff, I think that's good. I would give it a thumbs 3/4 for taste, a thumbs up for easiness. Okay. The next one is going to be the dumpling lasagna. For easiness, I would give this a thumbs up too. I thought that was really easy to do. Not a lot of extra work or anything like that. Obviously, this one took a little bit longer because it was in a loaf, but that actually worked really well, I think. So let me give it a taste. And again, I've had this one before. I made it in the little ramekins, I don't know, 6 months ago or something like that. I'm going to get 2 thumbs up and a smile. So thumbs up for easiness, thumbs up for taste. It's really good. It's more like a soup dumpling, actually. It's like a soup dumpling casserole is what I would call it. It's really good. The next one is the no fold. I think when you're watching it on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, it seems really simple because they're just doing one pan. But I had to do 4 pans of this. And I still had to put each individual meatball down and then put each wrapper over the top. It did save time versus doing a fold, but I think I would just rather do a fold, honestly. And my nonstick pan isn't really nonstick anymore, so everything was sticking, which is unfortunate. So for easiness, I would actually give this one a thumbs middle. And let's see what the taste is like. I think I'm just gonna put a whole dumpling in my mouth. Taste wise, this one was the best one. Yeah, absolutely. That one wins me over on taste, not on easiness. I really hope that you enjoyed this. It was really fun for me, even though it was a lot of work and stressful with family in and out because it's dinner time and it's late. And we're still planning our trip for Disneyland and California Adventure next week, and we have all this stuff to do. And I feel really stressed about that. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I do a lot of planning, and I have like Google Docs, and I've been working with ChatGPT to help me. And I want to have like all the best food and do all the things. And actually had vertigo today, which I've had. I do get migraines sometimes, but I've never had vertigo. And it just seemed like it was out of nowhere. I just felt like I was spinning and felt really sick. And I wonder if I'm just stressing myself out, honestly. I'm like that. I need to not be, but I am. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I'm pretty stoked to eat a bunch of dumplings tonight for dinner. I hope that you come back. I hope you have a great day, a great weekend, great morning, whatever it is. And we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye. See ya. Okay, it's time for dinner.